Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Frost-Kalnow Stadium, the site of tonight's Division III Region 10 matchup between Tiffin Columbian and the Ashland Arrows. Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall tonight. We've got the Wizard, Greg Kinn, up here in the press box with us. You're tuned in on the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant, one of our proud presenting sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Also want to point out we have Eric Hall down on the sideline with Austin Rodriguez, and we have Zach Blythe on our overhead camera. You're tuned in on the Adrenaline stream. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. If you're watching on any of those channels, please give us a subscribe and share the video and help us extend our reach. Once again, you're tuned in here on the XCARET Mexican Restaurant pregame show. We're about 7 minutes away from the start of the first quarter and the first playoff game of the 2023 season. Tommy, what a great night for football. Weather is perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better night here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium.
Yeah, blink and you missed it with the regular season, and now, fast forward. Here we are, Week 11, win or go home, and this, my favorite time of the year, the Division III Region 10 playoffs, live here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium, as Tiffin Columbian kind of making themselves comfortable in the hosting element here in the postseason. Over the last couple of seasons, as again 6 straight playoff appearances, 7 playoff wins over that span with Coach Judd Lutz, and man, these Tornadoes, again, they got all the home cooking, they got everything going their way, and they invite the Ashland Arrows here tonight, who are trying to get their season back on track, and better now than than never, as the 5-5 Ashland Arrows come in tonight to try to upend these Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes here at home. And this high-powered Tiffin Columbian offense, I'm telling you, Nate, they're going to have all they can. They're going to have all they can handle against a very stout Ashland Arrows defense. As we get this one underway, as we're just about 5 minutes from kickoff here in this postseason edition of Heart of Ohio Sports. And like I said, Nate, couldn't be more proud to be with you on the call, as, man, it's just been a tremendous second campaign here on Heart of Ohio Sports and football coverage.
That's right, and let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We've got some new names and some new faces with us here for the postseason. We want to take some time to introduce them to you and to thank them as well for their contributions to the broadcast. You're tuned in on the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Stick around for the halftime show brought to you by BUCKEYE IT Services, and our postgame show tonight brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Our scoreboard tonight brought to you by Pyramid Recruiting Services. Tonight, Keys to the Game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union brings you our timeouts tonight. STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. is our flag sponsor. That's right, any laundry on the field brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. Your announcer cam brought to you by Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacations. Pit Stop is your sponsor for turnovers tonight. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, our opening kickoff sponsor. Pulse Therapy is our sponsor for anytime they get inside the red zone tonight. And Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, your sponsor for touchdowns tonight. First National Bank of Sycamore, your sponsor for first downs. And we have co-sponsors for the Player of the Game Awards tonight. Little Hugo's, our normal Player of the Game sponsor, and Plastonite 3D Printing and Design joining our Player of the Game sponsor. We also would like to thank Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Webster Industries, and Dr. Jack Felton and family, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Another extensive list of proud sponsors here. And Tommy, I'll tell you what, it was a fun week, wasn't it, Greg? I mean, getting all the sponsors together, getting all these commercials together. We got some new commercials that'll be making their debut here tonight for these new sponsors, and we couldn't be more proud to have them on board with us here for this playoff run.
Oh, absolutely, Nate. As again, we're just about ready to kick off here as the Tornadoes come out of the tunnel here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, and there's a tornado warning here in Tiffin, Ohio, as the Tornadoes trying to get back on the right footing after a Week 10 loss here at home in that huge SBC Lake matchup against Sandusky Perkins. In that affair, Perkins upending Tiffin Columbian 55-28. And, again, not the way you wanted to end the regular season. You came into that game at 8-1. You ended it 8-2. But it's not a unfamiliar scenario for these Tornadoes, as if you look at the schedule in retrospect, man, what a gauntlet these Tornadoes had seen this past season.
Yeah, the combined record of the two teams they lost to, 18-1 on the season, Tommy. And both of those teams ranked within the top 10 in the state when the final rankings were released earlier this week for the Associated Press rankings. And, you know, everybody talks about whether they're valid or not, but you look at the computer points, and, boy, Perkins really put it on display last week. And Tiffin Columbian has put it on display all season long, and that's why they're here as the number 2 seed in Region 10. And that's why they get the opportunity to host a game here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, possibly 2 if they're to win tonight. If they were to win, they'll host the winner of the Ontario Lutheran West game, which will be played tonight. And once again, that's the 6 seed versus the 11 seed. So that's who Tiffin Columbian would face if they were to win. Now, if Ashland were to win, then they would most likely travel to either one of those sites of the team that would win that game. So interesting scenarios to be had if things were to shake out that way. But, Tommy, I tell you, this Tiffin Columbian team, they look focused. Tonight I was watching the team as they're warming up. I'm watching everything as things are going on. And this Tornado squad, I tell you what, they're ready to bounce back after last week.
Well, you're going to have to play almost a perfect 48 minutes of football here in the postseason because those mental miscues, those little mistakes, that's the difference between week 12 and cleaning out your locker on Monday. As these Ashland Arrows, Greg, put your shield up. The Arrows are slinging their way across the field now as they make their entrance from the visitor side.
Once again, we're about 45 seconds away from opening kickoff.
Now,
brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery.
That kickoff brought to you by Benchwarmers. With that, Ashland won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half. So Tiffin Columbian is going to get the ball with that high caliber offense.
So back deep to return, you got Damian Brockington. And it looks like Jack Corper back deep. We'll check in with our sideline reporter Eric Hall here in just a little bit as he is down there with Austin Rodriguez. It's a beautiful night for football here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Eric's wearing shorts and short-sleeve shirt, so, yeah, you can tell it's definitely a nice night for football.
Nice night for football, nice
Week
night for
11.
riding. Did you see those matte black helmets of the Arrows? Kind of looking like Eric Sportster over there.
A little bit.
I was going to say, isn't it always a nice night when it's week 11 and you're playing football?
Well, top 16 teams got a week 11. Ashland came in at number 14. Suffered a week 10 loss to Lexington. So here we go.
And the Arrows kick it away into the end zone. It's going to come back for a touchback. And we are underway here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. That opening kickoff presented by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. We'll get a first look at this Tiffin Columbian offense led by senior quarterback Braden Rogo. And I'll tell you what, Tommy, when you look at the stats on the season for young Braden Rogo, passed for over 2,200 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the year, 67% completion percentage, just about 225 yards per game on the year. He also ran for 121 yards and 4 scores as well. So he is a dynamic weapon for this Tornado offense. He slings it out to the left side, complete to Brady Gooding, and that one looks to be good enough for a first down, and it is. 11-yard gain there on first down.
Yeah, had a bevy of receivers. It's a BG3, and then he also had the option to throw it to his brother, Bryce Rogo. And, man, this receiving core has just been electric. As we'll go into a little bit more detail here after this play as Rogo is in the gun with Brockington on his hip.
They're going to hand it off. Brockington up the middle, and oh, look at that. He is into the open. To the 35, to the 30. He is gone. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Damian Brockington. The Tornadoes are on the board with just 33 seconds into the game.
Waste a little motion on that one as Damian Brockington. I always said about this Tiffin Columbian squad, their offense isn't quick, it's sudden. And just like that, Tiffin Columbians up 1 score as Damian Brockington here, as you see, just right up the gap here. Handoff. You see great Great blocking by the offensive line. Gets out in open space, and that's the thing about this Damian Brockington, Nate. Clocked over 20 miles per hour when you can get him out into open field, and that's a hard foot race to win.
And Liam Kerr knocks through the extra point. It is 7-0 Tiffin Columbian. 11:27 left to play here in the first quarter, and the Tornadoes make quick work of that drive. Just 2 plays, and they drive the length of the field 75 yards to punch that one in for 6. And Damian Brockington adds to his storied season. He came in tonight averaging just about 170 yards per game on the ground, 1,691 yards, 26 touchdowns on the year for the senior running back. Figures to be an All-Ohio selection once again for Tiffin Columbian, as he was last year. And just as effective on the defensive side of the ball as well, Tommy, as you talk about his impact on the defensive side of the ball. Leads the Tornadoes in interceptions, 40 tackles, 6 interceptions, and a sack on the season for Damian Brockington. So
high football IQ.
Absolutely. He is always around the ball. He's got a nose for the football, and like you said, very high football IQ for the senior running back. So Tiffin Columbian starts out with a 7-0 lead. 11:27 left to play here in the first quarter. Liam Kerr set to kick it off for the Tornadoes.
Columbian 2 plays.
It's going to be a short squib kick fielded at the 38-yard line. The returner will fall down there. Fielded by 41. That's Ruger McQuillan on the recovery there. And that's where Ashland will take over. The Ashland Arrows coming into this game 5-5 on the season. They are the number 15 seed. Or no, I'm sorry, the number 14 seed.
Yeah, and they got a stud young quarterback in this sophomore, Nathan Bernard.
And the handoff up the middle. And that's Caden Spots on the carry. Picks up about 3, maybe 4.
Like we said, great building for this Ashland Arrows squad. Coming off a rough season last year. But this QB, Nate, like we said, he's a tall drink of water, 6'5", 200 pounds. Already had offers from Penn State and Michigan State recently. Let's see what this young man can put together here in the postseason.
Once again, handoff. Spots on the carry, and he's got it up near the first down marker, up to about the 46-yard line. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, as Eric is down there along the sideline right now. And, you know, it's a little bit different atmosphere this week as Tiffin Columbian starts out with a 7-0 lead. But, Eric, any insight on last week, how the players bounced back? If you had a chance to talk with anybody down there today?
I haven't talked to anybody down here today, but I talked to a few of the guys after the loss last week, and they don't seem to feel like it's going to affect them tonight. So, and there was one of the men right there that told me that, you know, we'll be all right next week.
All right. Well, there you go.
You got to have a short memory in this game.
So, Eric, I see you down there with your shorts on. You got a short sleeve shirt. We don't have a weather report sponsor this week, but what's the weather like tonight?
Dude, it's 70 degrees down here. This is awesome weather.
Week 11, perfect football weather, right?
Last week of October, and me and Greggy get to ride the bikes in, so that's you can't complain.
Absolutely. Somebody's going to, though. There you have it. Eric Hall, our sideline reporter. 1st and 10 for the Arrows. They have it at the 49-yard line. They sling it to the left side. Spots on the reception, and he's going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a 3-yard loss on the play.
Well, Nate, I remember you kind of pointed towards the physicality in today's game and the inability to really get that contact to where you practice wrapping up, you practice tackling. One of the things that I've seen Tiffin Columbian struggle with, especially against Perkins, was just the shedding tackles, the arm tackles. Those are all things that you have to shore up, especially if you just want to make a deep run here in the postseason. As Ashland continues to drive, Bernard decides to tuck it and run.
He picks up some positive yardage there up to about the 45-yard line inside Tornado territory. It's a wise decision there as coverage dictated there was nothing there. So he had to just take off and run with it.
Normally, you don't see the QB tower over everybody in the huddle. At least you don't have to worry about him having to stand on phone books to look over a towering offensive line. This Bernard, he can definitely make some reads in the secondary. He sends a man in motion now.
And they're going to say that's complete. Nice catch there.
To Austin Downing.
Along the sideline by Downing.
That's good for a first downing. Gosh, that's a crispy boy. That first down as the drive it started from the 39-yard line. The Ashland Arrows starting to drive as they advance past the midfield. Ball on the 41. Bernard, handoff here. Tries to find the edge here. As Spots looking for a spot to run. It's going to be wrapped up.
And that'll be about a 6-yard gain there. 2nd down and 4 coming up.
That was 3rd and 4, but 2nd and 4 here. Bernard in the gun, sends a man in motion.
Left side pass is complete, and they've got it past the first down marker. Gabe Baith on the reception, and that'll be good for an Ashland first down. To the 29-yard line, the Arrows on the move here on this drive. As Tiffin Columbian defense gave up 55 points last week, and the Perkins offense did not have to punt once last week, Tommy.
Yes, Columbian defense have allowed over 30 points in 5 different affairs here this season.
Baith on the carry,
including that SBC Lake Championship loss to Perkins in Week 10. And if the Tornadoes are just able to, again, continue to get stops, this is a squad that could put you away and put you to bed early if you let them. But the defense, in some instances, allow a lot of teams to hang around, and these long, sustained drives by opposing offenses also play a detriment into Tiffin Columbian's game plan of controlling the tempo and the paces. The screen down to Spots. Brockington is going to trip him up there.
Nice tackle in open space there by Damian Brockington on the bigger running back, Caden Spots. 5'9", 215-pound senior running back, Caden Spots.
Yeah, he's built like a 1-in-1 Lego there.
Brockington giving up about 35 pounds in that matchup, but he stood his ground. 3rd down and 4. Bernard looking, slings it over the middle, into the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Michael Franz.
Well, that's the thing is, reads through his progression, that quick stutter, that quick little second guess here. Look, checks it down, checks one more time. Again, if you just trust your instincts, put that ball out in front, the receiver's going to still try to make a bead for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what you like about these sophomores. The best thing about playing a sophomore, they become juniors.
4th down. Bernard looking to pass, slings it right side. It's picked off. Intercepted by Damian Brockington. And he picks it off at the 21-yard line. But Tommy, is that a bad thing? Because he lost 3 yards on the interception.
Well, that's what, again.
I know you always give them guys a hard time for intercepting on 4th down.
Like Tommy Logic, you should just knock it down.
What an interception there by Damian Brockington. Comes up to make the interception at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, Tiffin Columbian. So the Arrows marched all the way down the field, but got just about to the red zone. Almost to the red zone.
It was
but not quite.
That red zone stop presented by Pulse.
Pulse therapy. They sling it out right side. That's complete. And that is Gooding on the reception, as Brady Gooding, just one target last week. You could tell he's visibly frustrated a couple times last week as he gained some separation. He thought.
He comes back on the sideline, walking a little gingerly.
Yeah, I see that. Shotgun set. Rogo back to pass, slings it left side, complete. That's Bryce Rogo on the reception. Has it up past the 40 and out of bounds.
Again, Greg,
that's a first down.
that Brogo to Brogo connection. It's just been so potent for this Columbian offense this year.
First down brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore.
No graphic.
That's a Tiffin Columbian first down.
Again, that connect.
The Brogo connection.
Gosh, you love seeing it on display.
Ball at the 44-yard line. Pistol formation here. Quick pitch, right side. Damian Brockington on the carry, trying to find the edge. Cuts it back. And he's going to be tripped up right around midfield. That's where they'll mark the ball at. Second down and 4 coming up after the 6-yard gain.
Let's see how that production by this receiving core and this quarterbacks really worked out. As you see the blue and gold brothers, Bryce and Braden Rogo. Bryce leads.
I love it.
No, not the blues and
receiving
gold.
with 52 catches for 595 yards and 7 touchdowns coming into tonight.
Is that unoriginal content? I'm just
The blue and gold.
Braden Rogo
Darn right it is.
on the carry. And he's got enough down to the 36-yard line. That'll be another first down brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore.
I don't know if it's from God, but these Tornadoes are on a mission trying to get back to where these Rogo brothers were just 3 seasons ago.
Sling it over the middle. Complete. Corper on the reception. And he's got it down to the 20-yard line. Jack Corper
Another first down, back to back.
moves the chains once again for the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. It's another first down brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. And now we're inside we're getting close. We're right on the edge of the red zone, brought to you by Pulse Therapy, one of our new proud title sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. 3 receivers in this shotgun formation. They bring one in motion. That's Brady Gooding. They look to Gooding. Left side, complete. Trying to find some blockers. He's into the open, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. Brady Gooding from 20 yards out. And Tiffin Columbian extends their lead 13-0 with 3:20 left here in the first quarter.
As we get ready for the next series, here, some of those Lee's floor covering keys to the game that we'll get into. You see it on display here, Nate.
Look at all that room.
You get some stops defensively as the Tornadoes were able to stop the Arrows in the red zone on their last drive. Tornadoes come out now and put another score on the board, and that's what you want to do. Those lead floor covering keys to the game, you want to get out early and bury your opponent and continue to get stops. And the Tornadoes effective with the ball once again, 2 for 2 on their second drive with points on the board, leading 14-0 here in this playoff matchup live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium.
Points off turnovers, Tommy. That's huge in a game like this, especially in the playoffs.
Now, if we go into
that touchdown brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa.
You can pull up that Ashland graphic, Greg. Keys to the game presented by Elite's floor covering for these Ashland Arrows. Now you're down 14 points, but you had a chance to repair the season. You have all the tools to fix it. This season they have allowed half as many points as they did in their 2022 campaign. Last season, 321 points, more than any other in the 116-year history of Ashland high school football. But this season, they've allowed almost exactly half as many points, 160 as last year's, and it's the 3rd lowest regular season point total Ashland's given up since defensive coordinator Ryan Stackhouse's senior season at Ashland in 2004. So you need that defense to show up now, as the Tornadoes now have a 14-point lead on you.
Yeah.
And those were the keys to the game presented by Lee's floor covering. Guy to see is Mr. Lee, as this one gets kicked out of bounds right around the 40-yard line.
When you look at this defense, I mean, on the
flag.
year, they've only the most they've given up all year is 28 points to New Philadelphia in Week 4. They gave up 28. But outside of that,
I was going to say I wanted to check that stat because I had heard that they hadn't allowed more than 30 points this season.
yeah, 28 is the most they've allowed all season. That was to New Philadelphia in Week 4. But
Already halfway there.
already 14 points quickly on the board for this Tiffin Columbian offense.
Yeah, you don't want to let this one get out of hand, Greg. Like Bon Jovi, you're going to be living on a prayer.
They'll spot the ball at the 44-yard line.
5-5 record doesn't mean anything to me. You never count out the underdog, that's for sure.
That's right. Empty backfield, Leonard. Or Bernard in the shotgun. Slings it right side. That's complete to Spots. And Caden Spots on the reception. Picks up a couple. Gets it past the 45 to the 46. Maybe the 47 is where they're going to spot it. You talk about this Ashland Arrows team. There's a lot of different ways that they like to try to beat you. Caden Spots is one of them. Senior running back, 127 yards per game on the ground this year. And he's kind of leading the way for this Ashland Arrows offense. They're going to hand it to him on the jet sweep.
Look at that.
And he breaks a couple tackles, still running, still on his feet, and past the first down marker to the 44-yard line. Nice carry there by Caden Spots.
So that first down run again, and talk about that inability again. You got to be able to make tackles here in the postseason as you got a big body toting the rock here in Spots. And you look at him just like a bug zapper in the summertime. Psst, get off me. Got to be able to finish off those tackles as this one's going to be called dead for a delay, false start penalty. Is that flag on the play? Presented by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. Be a false start penalty on the Arrows. Now brings up a 1st and 15. You want to stay out of these down and long distance situations, Greg. As Bernard back in the gun to pass. Quick screen.
Oh, look at that. He
Out
spun
to
off
Michael
of it.
Franz.
They had him right at the original line of scrimmage there, and he spun off the tackle, kept it in bounds, and picks up the first down off of that. And I probably didn't get the replay because I was too busy talking about it. We can try here. I don't think I caught all that one.
Well, that was a great job by
right there,
Franz right there,
Oh,
making
yeah.
a spin move back inside, toeing the sideline for another first down to move the chains. And now the Arrows starting to drive, trying to get in the red zone to try to finish off the drive and the touchdown that eluded them on their last possession, as Bernard's just going to run it right up the middle here on a keeper. Be good for about 2 or 3 there. 2nd and 5. And if you're the Ashland Arrows, this is what you want to do, Nate. You want to continue to push the physicality, push the aggression.
Keep moving in the right direction here.
Bernardo is going to back up in the gun in the pass for a pass over the middle, and there's going to be a flag, as I think the defender might have got there a little bit early.
Wow.
That's going to go against Tiffin Columbian.
Good thing Greg, the wizard, with the replay here. As you see Bernard in the gun, he's got 3 out to his right. Sends a man in motion here. Loads it up, sends it right over the middle, and then just a little bit too early there by BG3.
Just a little bit, and a little bit's all you need to draw the flag there.
A little bit's all you need to now start marching into the red zone, as now the Arrows have the ball at the 8-yard line. As this red zone drive, once again, presented by Pulse Therapy. Arrows trying to cap off this drive with a touchdown that eluded them on their last. Once again, Nate.
Ball at the 13-yard line. Bernard in the shotgun all by himself. 5 receivers in this shotgun formation. Looking to pass. Looking to the right corner of the end zone. Brockington tracking it, and this one's well over the head of the intended receiver and out of bounds.
Nice recognition in the secondary. Get into that coverage. As I thought Columbia was going to bring the house there. And go into that cover 3. But here we go. The Arrows.
Second down.
Run the 13.
Spots. Takes the handoff off the motion, and defense is there to make the stop right at the 10-yard line. Short gain, maybe 3 on the play, brings up 3rd and 7.
And when I see a running back just run into a wall, I know that last name's got to be Bono somewhere on there. I think that was number 35. A.J. Bono. Well, here we go. 3rd and 7 for the Arrows.
Yeah, they can still pick
Ball
up
on the 10-yard line.
Bernard looking to pass, now steps up, takes off. And now the defense is there, and they make the stop at the 4-yard line, but this should be close to a first down marker.
Yeah.
And if not,
I think it's going to be just shy. It's going to be 4th down and short here.
4th and a baby so. As this one, Bernard.
And about a yard.
Looks downfield, doesn't find anything. Yep.
Yeah, great job by A.J. Hickman and Talib Al-Zakwani there.
Cut off that lane to the end zone.
Bernard kind of reminds me of one of those Great Dane puppies just growing into his athletic body.
By the way, he did that cut back there.
Yeah, he's just like trying to grow into that frame. 6'5", 210 pounds.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Tiffin Columbian 14, Ashland nothing. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Unlock your peak performance with holistic pain management that soothes your brain and body. Say goodbye to inflammation and stress, and hello to restful sleep, injury recovery, and more. Pulse Therapy, where wellness meets performance. Located at 205 Jefferson Street inside Meraki Salon and Barber. Contact 567-230-4003 to book your session today. Tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you for $5 off your first visit.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
We're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, 4th and 1. Nathan Bernard under center on this 4th and 1. And I think they're just going to
you got to
try to get the defense to jump here. And maybe they'll just try to get some points on the board here. Tommy, what do you think? Bring out the field goal unit?
Touch push. Can you do that at the high school level?
I mean, you got a 6'5", 220-pound quarterback.
Yeah, even if
that's what they're made for, right?
With a guy like that, with a guy that big, it's like I always say, Nate, when you're that big, even if you fall flat on your face, you're still moving forward. So
that's 2 yards.
So the chances of him being able to pick that up here, I'm going to go with that all day rather than rely on my squad to have the discipline to not jump on the hard count with 13 seconds left in the play clock.
And field goals are far from automatic at the high school level. So,
I think our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, had an injury update down there. Eric, did you want to update us on what's going on with Bryce?
I don't really have an update on him, but he did come off a little limping, favoring his ankle. And he had the trainer look at him real quick, but she didn't stick around too long.
And then push.
To be okay, but something to keep an eye on.
All right.
Push.
And it does seem like they're going to get the first down there on 4th down.
Seemed like Al-Zakwani there was like, I don't think so. We stopped him.
Should be good enough to move it
Also, Quanting wants that to be.
Well, I mean, it depends on.
They stopped the.
Yeah, did they blow the whistle dead at all at any point?
And they're going to call for a measurement here. We'll see. This is the best part of the game here.
I mean, yeah, you can't really tell when they blew the play dead, but look at the pile, just keeps moving, but it's not moving very much.
Oh, look at our guys on the chain crew coming out here.
Putting them to work here tonight.
The referee's like, give me this. Let me take this. I got this. Get out of the way.
It's going to be short. It is
and
short.
It is going to be short.
That's a terrible spot.
Wow.
That's a terrible spot.
So Tiffin Columbian's defense comes up with the stop.
I didn't know that was the spot they were going to measure it from.
Tommy wants to look at it again. He says, let's check that spot.
I don't know. That looks like the defense did a pretty good job. Yeah, I don't even think he got to the 3-yard line.
Where do they blow it dead at?
Yeah, I mean, that's very close. That spot's real close, man. Like, because the pile is staying churning, but it kind of goes sideways more so than north-south there. So, I mean, it's going to be real hard to tell. But
well, once again, Tornadoes bend but do not break as they force the turnover here, Nate. And that's what you like to see.
That's absolutely right.
Again, don't give up that touchdown.
And here's Brockington with another big run down to the 20-yard line. And that'll be a 17-yard gain there on first down.
I've seen Brockington break a 99-yarder before.
Oh, yeah.
So it scares you so much. It's like, he gets you out of a precarious position. You have your back is in the shadow of your own goalpost. And in that situation, it's just like, here.
Quicker than a Greg Kinn hiccup. 3 receivers set, shotgun formation, Rogo back to pass. Looking, left side, he has a man at the 30-yard line, and Jack Corper makes the reception.
Ugly as a mud fence, but
right at the first down marker.
Comes away with it as I think Rogo was hit as he threw it or kind of came up into the pocket. Let's check that out again.
Yeah, it looked like it came out kind of wonky there.
As you see, Rogo steps up here, tries to find his man. Ball comes out a little wonky, and Corper, though.
They got a reverse going here. Corper on the reverse, looking for a block from Rogo, and Corper down the left sideline to the 45, cuts it inside, and he's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. Inside Arrows territory, Jack Corper on the reverse. And another big play for this Tiffin Columbian offense.
Yeah, and with 11 minutes here left in the first half of action, Tornadoes up 14-0. No reason why this shouldn't be a 14-14 ball game.
Another 26-yard gain there. Chunk plays for this Tiffin Columbian offense.
But the Tornadoes coming out stout defensively. It's the most impressive thing that I've seen here in this first 24 minutes is Brockington. Just liquid, smooth, right up the middle there.
Brockington at the 40 to the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 5 coming up here for the Tornadoes.
Man, Greg, I tell you, that Brockington, watching him run the ball is just like Brooks cooking. It goes right through you.
Shoo. Rogo slings it down the sideline. Got a man, and he's gone. Rogo trying to find Gooding down there along the sideline, but it goes incomplete as Gooding's calling for a sub here. He's saying, hey, come on, guy. I need a little breather here. Take a look at this replay here. Nice little shoulder fake there by Rogo. He lets that one fly. And I just think that was a case of Gooding just kind of not knowing where he was when he went up to look for the ball.
And it's hard when you get to twist your body back like that. And
that's a hard play to make.
Coming over your outside shoulder.
Rogo fakes the handoff, now going to keep it, and he's got the first down, and he's out of bounds. Close to the 30-yard line, they'll mark him out at the 31. And that's another first down brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. It's been a pretty clean game here so far for both teams.
Talk about clean. Columbia looking pretty polished here.
Yeah.
Is that
Alzaquani with the pass out of the backfield. Breaks a tackle, and he's got it down to the 13-yard line. Talib Alzaquani with a 17-yard gain. Sets up Tiffin Columbian inside the red zone, brought to you by Pulse Therapy.
And just like that, Tornadoes advance the ball to the other side of the field, as you talked about, that Pulse Therapy red zone sponsor getting their money's worth here tonight is third trip by the Tornadoes.
Not even covered.
Left side, Corper on the reception, and he's got it down near the first down marker again.
All day it was going to him. There was nobody within 5 yards of him out there.
And that'll be a first and goal situation now for Tiffin Columbian. This drive started at their own 4-yard line about a minute and a half ago. And here they are, first and goal at the 3-yard line, trying to punch it in for another score here. Shotgun set. Hand off to Brockington. Up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Damian Brockington punches it in from 3 yards out.
Got to pound the Brock.
And Tiffin Columbian extends their lead now 20-0 with 8:59 left here in the first half.
You know, it's taken 10 weeks, but sometimes you're left scratching your head all the time is I've never seen anybody really stop the run game of Tiffin Columbian this year.
Perkins did a pretty good job last week after the first 75-yard run. They kind of shut things down after that. But, I mean, Brockington still had 150 yards last week.
And that's what I said is because Perkins started piling up some points on Columbia, and Columbia was playing catch-up.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, you would like to just see a full 48 minutes of what that run, that balanced attack can do.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it right there on display as Columbia tags on the extra point.
Let's step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll thank one of our new sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Let Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacation, take the stress out of booking your next getaway. Specializing in family and group vacations, as well as adults-only trips, Heather can also help you with booking your dream destination wedding. Most trips are planned at no additional cost to you, and you'll have her support both pre-travel and in-destination with every step of the way. Book your next dream getaway now. Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacations. All right, and we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Tornadoes set to kick it off. Liam Kerr has the ball, getting ready to tee it up here. That touchdown brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa.
Now the Tornadoes up 21-0 with 8:59. Again, one of our new sponsors, Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacation. These Tornadoes keep it up. They're going to be sending Ashland on vacation sooner than what they want to here in Week 11.
Sheesh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it stays in bounds.
Yeah.
And the return man tries to make some chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what. Manages to get it up past the 22-yard line, I believe.
Up to about the 23 is where they'll mark him down, but yeah.
Look at that bounce. You never see him bounce back in bounds like that.
And take that who's second look here on that return.
Gabe Baith on the return.
Can't believe that stayed in bounds. Nice heads-up play by the return man. As now the Arrows, they just got their last two drives, they've been able to get downfield, but the turnover.
Yeah, the last one ended inside the red zone.
Yeah, points escaping them. You got to be able to finish off a drive here.
Bernard, handoff. This time it's Baith on the carry, and he's going to be tripped up by A.J. Bonnell right about the 25-yard line.
Nice blocking by the Arrows. They had hat on a hat and had the whole backside blocked off, tried to cut it back. Bernard marches the troop back out. Here on 2nd and 9.
Empty backfield set, 5 receivers. here in the shotgun formation. Bernard back to pass. Steps up, and he's going to sling it down the field, and it's incomplete. As he let that one go, he was getting close to the line of scrimmage there before he let it go. That one was intended for Jaden Goings, the junior receiver, 6'2", 183. And a third down and about 8 coming up here for the Arrows. 21-0 Tiffin Columbian. 8 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the first half. Make sure you stick around for the halftime show, brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. Empty backfield. Bernard slings it down the field, incomplete. Oh, Michael Franz had it and dropped it. He found a nice soft spot in the zone coverage there, Tommy.
Another turnover.
And it's going to be a fourth down coming up here for the Arrows. Boy, that was a nice look by Bernard. He actually put it right where you want it.
Yeah, nothing doing on this drive is a.
Look at this pass. In between two defenders, right where only his receiver could make that play. And now the Arrows on to punt. Gets this one away. As Dakota Crudy punts this one away. It's a short punt. It's going to be inside Arrows territory, where Tiffin Columbian will take over at the Arrows 48-yard line. So a short punt. 21-0 Tiffin Columbian, and the offense getting ready to come back on the field, and they have really, just they put on a clinic so far here tonight on the offensive side of the ball. 3 possessions, 3 scores for this Tiffin Columbian offense. 21-0 Tornadoes.
Yeah, quite the stark contrast from 1 week ago when we seen these Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes.
3 receivers to the left. Alzaquani, man in motion, settles on the right side. Pistol formation. Handoff. Brockington. Look at that run. Look at him just go into the open to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. You want to talk about fast? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is just unreal.
My eyes had problems adjusting to the monitor as he passed by him on your screen here.
I think our camera had problems adjusting to the blur of his speed.
Yeah. As you see once again.
Jeez.
See,
look at him just explode through the line there.
Brockington with a little bit of a head start here. Handoff right up the gut to the A gap. Makes one man miss. Bounces it to the outside and off to the races.
Ain't nobody going to catch him. He gets out into the open like that, nobody going to catch him. And Liam Kerr, and this one looked like it got tipped, but it still goes through. I'm not sure if somebody got a hand on that one, but it goes through the extra point, is good. And Tiffin Columbian now leads 28-0 with 7:40 left to play here in the first half. Let's step aside and take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Columbian Tornadoes football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink is here for all of your printing and design needs. From reunions to small events, to business apparel and even vehicle lettering, they've got you covered. They make the gear that you make your memories in. STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink. And we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You're here on the Adrenaline Stream. We're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. If you're watching on any of those platforms, do us a favor. Share the video. Like and follow all of our platforms. Subscribe on YouTube. But share the video, please, folks. It helps extend our reach to a whole new audience. Liam Kerr kicks it away for the Tornadoes. Fielded at the 15-yard line.
Good shot of the home uniforms on there by Zach Blythe as this return by Blythe. Where's that at?
What, the woo?
It's coming out
down on the sideline. Yeah, it's Eric.
Tommy's catching some of the ambiance from down there.
I was like, who keeps wooing into my headset?
So the Arrows will take over at their own 28-yard line. Last time they had it, they went 3 and out, had to punt it away. And now here they are down by 4 scores here, 28-0. On the road here in the first round of the playoffs. Bernard steps up into the pocket. Looking to throw it. Slings it down the field, and it is, did he catch that one? No, they're saying he was out of bounds. Gabe Blythe, the intended receiver there.
That's a heck of a lot of patience for a young signal caller to continue to read through his progressions. As you thought here on the rollout,
I thought he was going to take off right here.
Look at it.
He kept his eyes downfield.
And went to the next. Oh, man, I like seeing this young maturation process of the quarterback.
For a sophomore, this kid is he's playing a pretty good game here today so far, despite the fact that they're trailing so much here in the early going.
Son of a quarterback himself, former Crestview quarterback Matt Bernard, his father.
Bernard slings it complete, has his receiver at midfield, and that's Michael Franz on the reception. He's got it down to the 50-yard line. And that's good for a first down. Brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore.
That talented quarterback. He gives you another chance, Greg.
That's absolutely right.
He's done a decent job of moving the ball.
That's going to be a flag on the play. Of course, flags brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc.
They just got to be able to finish out these drives.
So no matter how good you're able to move the ball, if you're committing penalties to move you back.
Laundry on the field, brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. And I'm telling you, if you need to get yourself some laundry of your favorite team, head on over to the SSG Inc. team shop, where she's got all the latest.
As you just saw in the ad we just ran, lots of good stuff in there.
Yeah,
it's hard to pick just one thing.
And a handoff.
Spots.
Caden Spots. Short gain, maybe 2.
Comes off the B gap. He's going to be tripped up, though, by number 52, Manny Aller.
Over on the X stream, you can find Crestview taking on Tiffin Calvert. That game live from Hardeman Stadium on the campus of Heidelberg University. Crestview leading Tiffin Calvert 7-0 in the second quarter. That's the Convoy Crestview Knights. Bernard steps up over the middle. He's got a man deep, and it's through the hands of his intended receiver, Gabe Blythe. Tommy, it's like the third time I've seen one of his receivers drop a beautifully thrown pass.
Yeah, just right on the numbers here to Blythe. And that's even off an awkward throw by the QB. Look at how he steps up here, Greg, and then decides to launch it. Almost thrown off of his back.
Yeah, it's almost like he was going to throw it to the left, and at the last second threw it to the right.
Yeah.
It had a weird motion to it there, but yeah. But still on target.
3rd down and 14. Inside of 6 minutes to play here in the first half.
3rd and 14, heck of a down and distance situation for the Arrows.
Nathan Bernard, back to pass. Steps up, slings it over the middle. Complete. What a catch by Gabe Blythe. Went up and got it. High pointed the ball at the 37-yard line, and the Arrows moved the chains. That's another First National Bank of Sycamore first down.
A few years ago when we covered, I don't know if it's going to be to that degree, but a few years ago we covered a playoff game against Lexington, and we saw a young man on that team by the name of Cade Stover take over.
It was about 4 years ago, Yeah.
Again, Arrows behind the 8 ball, but a young quarterback really showing some flashes of brilliance here.
Blythe on the carry, and Brockington brings him down.
Oh, no.
Oh, he tried to strip that ball out. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Once he realized his teammates were there, he went away from trying to make the tackle to, all right, give me that ball.
See it right here once again.
He said, where are you going? Where are you going? You guys got him? All right, give me that. Give me that. You almost got it.
Oh, ball. What are those, paint draws?
We'll have to check in with our sideline reporter here in just a moment because he's got some funky socks on here tonight. He's got his funky sock game going on. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers set here for the Arrows. Bernard back to pass. Looking, slings it right side, complete to Blythe. And he's going to be tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a yard loss on the play. As I don't know if that's the kind of passing game that's going to work against this Columbia defense. They're really aggressive to get to the line of scrimmage quickly. You know, teams that have been successful through the passing game, it's been downfield against this Columbian defense.
Yeah, and you got a quarterback that can make you pay downfield. He does a tremendous job on his reads. Another 3rd and 14. They were able to convert on their last 3rd and 14.
Bernard in the backfield by himself. Steps up. Slings it. Incomplete off the turf.
Wow.
A.J. Hickman says, man, I like interceptions. I've had a few of them this year.
Yeah, I thought that was another one there.
That one is real scary here during the scariest time of the year.
Spooky.
4th and 14. Greg, you know how you score a touchdown in a cemetery?
How's that?
Got to get it past the goal line.
The ghoul.
Punt unit onto the field for the Arrows here inside of 4 minutes to play. 4th down and 14, and they're going to call timeout. Of course, timeout's brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll keep it right here, and we'll use this time to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. We're going to thank Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Buckeye IT Services, UIS Insurance and Investments, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Heather Hunker, Travel Advisor with Magical Moments Vacations, Pit Stop, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Plastinite 3D Printing and Design, Little Hugo's, Pulse Therapy, Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, First National Bank of Sycamore, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Webster Industries, and Dr. Jack Felton and family, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. 28-0 Tiffin Columbian. The Arrows have it with a 4th down coming up, and they're going to bring the offense onto the field now. They've changed their mind, Tommy. After the timeout, coaching staff talked it over, and they said, hey, you know what? It's go time. Now or never.
The last punt only went like 15 yards.
Scott Valentine said, hey, let's go for it. So 4th and 14, Bernard slings it down the field, and it's incomplete. Brady Gooding on the coverage there for the Tornadoes.
BG3 heads up play. Would have had the INT.
Yeah, you can't tell me that that wasn't close to being picked off. He probably could have snagged that one there. But
I bet if he wanted to, he probably could have.
Yeah, the smarter play.
He purposely had Tommy fingers on that one.
I mean, he was definitely in position. That was his all day, and he said, no, never mind. Great heads-up play there.
So a turnover on downs. We'll give the ball back to the Tornadoes at the 41-yard line. And they've got to go about 59 yards to put this one into the end zone to start the second half with a running clock because it's 28-0. They get one more score on the board. Not only is that the most points that these Arrows have allowed all season, because this has tied the most points allowed by the Arrows, but like I said, Tommy, 2 opponents coming out of the locker room for the Arrows if Tornadoes are able to punch it in once again here. The clock and the Tornadoes.
Yeah, neither of them are unrelenting as well.
Yeah. Shotgun formation. Rogo brings a man in motion. They sling it out to the right. That's complete to Bryce Rogo. Follows the block of Talabal Zaquani, and he gets it inside Arrows territory down to about the 48-yard line. That's good enough for a first down, brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Three receivers, shotgun formation, fake the handoff, sling it left side. Corper on the reception, makes the first man miss, and he's into the open to the 30, and he's out of bounds near the 25. They'll mark him out at about the 27-yard line. Jack Corper on the reception. But Tommy, this is just, I mean, it's pick your poison with this offense. You want to double one guy, that leaves another guy open. I mean, it's take your pick. BG3, Corper, Bryce Rogo. Oh, and you cover all three of those guys. And, yeah, good luck because Damian Brockington going to make you pay.
Vegas Gold Swiss Army knife on display.
3:34 left here in the first half. Rogo takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking, slings it. Has Bryce Rogo at about the 11-yard line is where he'll be brought down. That'll be another first down for the Tornadoes, and they now move the ball inside the red zone, brought to you by Pulse Therapy.
You ever notice that he always punishes his brother?
Yeah.
He only throws over the middle to his brother.
I mean, straight, and he just like frozen ropes every time. Like, here, catch this.
That's what I said it like. That brotherly love on display.
First down and 10, ball at the 11-yard line. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers set. Tight end on the left side of the formation. Braden Rogo settles into the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff, Brockington. No, there's a flag on the play. Flag brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. We'll delay a game on the offense. Not quick enough to get that one in from the sideline there.
I think he might have been a little frustrated because it almost looked like the rest of the team didn't go on the signal that Rogo wanted them to go on.
Yeah. We'll have to check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, see if he caught maybe what happened there. If there's some kind of a communication issue or something. Did you see anything down there, Eric?
It looked like Rogo took blame for that. Maybe he thought, or maybe he had the wrong count.
Now Rogo slings it to Bryce Rogo into the end zone. Touchdown, the Brogo connection. Braden to Bryce from 11 yards out. And the Tornadoes take a 34-0 lead with 2:20 left here in the first quarter. The first half.
Once again, the connection.
Boy, this offense is just cooking.
The two brothers, they got more chemistry than a periodic table. As you see them pull.
Look at that.
Pull that one back over the middle for Bryce Rogo.
Whew.
And Liam Kerr knocks that one through. He's now 5 for 5 on extra point attempts here tonight.
Yeah, not the rainbow connection, but the Brogo connection. Good to make this one 35. A little green frog going to be singing about this one.
As we take a look around the area at our scoreboard, brought to you by Pyramid Recruiting. Sandusky leading Buckeye. That's Medina Buckeye. The Buckeye Bucks, 14-13 in the second quarter. Bellevue trailing Napoleon 21-12 in the second quarter. Over on the X stream, you can find Tiffin Calvert versus Convoy Crestview, with the Senecas trailing 14-0 in the second quarter. Columbus Grove leading Lakota 29-3. What do you think that 3 is? You think that's a 50-plus yarder by Brandon the Real Deal Leal? I'm just saying, Cary leading Crestview, that's Ashland Crestview, 21-0 in the second quarter. Perkins all over Vermilion, 37-0. Colonel Crawford, 17-0 over Seneca East. That's at halftime. Let's see, Monroeville trailing Springfield Local 14-7. And that's a short kick recovered by Tyler Holt at about the 31-yard line. But Hopewell Loudon leading Montpelier in the second quarter, 13-7 on that one, Tommy, over there in Bascom. The Chieftains leading the Locomotives out of Montpelier.
The old Locomotive.
Yeah, my roommate in college, quarterback Stu Thorpe, was the signal caller for that squad. And
that's a familiar name there, Tommy. Remember
nice
that
to see
name
them
right
on the
there?
winning side of things.
You remember them, don't you? Avon Lake?
Oh, Avon Lake and Fremont Ross giving Coach Chad Long and that Ross squad all they can handle right now.
Baith on the reception. And that was going to be a big-time loss there for the Arrows, back to the 25-yard line. Timeout called by Tiffin Columbian with 2:10 left here in the first half. We'll keep it right here.
Well, 6 gets you under 30. going into the half. So this is such a important drive. If you're unfamiliar, again, Tornadoes up 35-0. If you come out of the halftime with that score deficit, the Arrows are going to be facing a running clock. But if they're able to get this under a 30-point score differential, the Arrows will be able to stop that clock and be able to try to chip away at this deficit here in the second half. As you see there on the dual stream, thanks to the Wizard Greg Kinn catching up with things across town as the Convoy Crestview Knights up 14-0 over the Calvert Senecas.
So 2 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the first half. Tiffin Columbian leading 35-0 over Ashland. Over on the X stream, Crestview leading Tiffin Calvert 14-0. Senecas have the possession. And now here at Frost-Kalnow, Nathan Bernard slings it, has his receiver that's Downing on the reception. Austin Downing has it up near the first down marker. It should be good enough to move the chains. We'll see where they spot it. It'll be just shy, just a yard shy of the first down. So 3rd down and 1 coming up here.
Spotting ain't going to go your way on the road. As you're going to have to fight for every inch here in the postseason.
Even with a guy like Spots on your team? You're not going to get the spots?
Or the Downings.
He stopped.
You started.
As a handoff, 2 spots.
And he's got the first downs.
I think it's going to be Sights on the stop. Another first down for the Arrows as they're starting to drive with under 1 minute and 20 left here, Nate, in the first half. Got to put some points on the board.
Absolutely. Bernard steps up.
Take a stab.
Looking, slings it right sideline, complete.
Checks.
That's Downing on the reception, and he's going to be near midfield where he goes out of bounds.
You usually don't see that type of patience until at least either your freshman year of college or sometimes even never. I mean, just, man.
Little clock confusion here.
Well, is it anything like the rules in the NFL? If you go out of bounds in a certain direction, they don't stop the clock or something like that.
Oh, Bernard hits his receiver right in between the numbers, and it bounces off his shoulder pads and incomplete. Michael Franz, the intended receiver there. 37 seconds left here before we go into the locker room. Before we go to halftime, I'll check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, and we'll see what the mood's like going into the locker room. Hey, who knows? Maybe he can catch one of the coaches on the way.
I mean, if you got Boo Boo Lip with a 35-0 lead going into the half, there's something wrong with you.
37 seconds left. Bernard steps up.
Ooh.
Incomplete. As that one was high, intended for Spots. Fourth down coming up, 6 yards to go. They've got it at the 49-yard line, and they'll bring out the punt unit with 31 seconds on the clock. Tornadoes still have 2 timeouts left. Arrows with 1 left.
Here comes the fake.
For a 50-yard touchdown. 51-yard touchdown.
You gotta pull out. Can't hold anything back here.
I would hope on a 4th and 6 you want to go on a fake and you would put it in the hands of a Division I recruit.
Listen, trying to get the element of surprise.
That's
here.
a nice punt there by Dakota Crudy. As he gets that one all the way down to the 11-yard line. That's where the Arrows will down it. That's where Tiffin Columbian will take over. Most likely just probably going to kneel on it here before we go to the locker room. That's most likely going to be the play as the coaches are already starting to pack their stuff up, getting out of the press box here. They're already headed to the locker room, so we'll check in with Eric Hall after this likely kneel down here.
I just give Brockington 1 touch.
Just a little quick pitch to the outside. How about it? And the Tornadoes down it, and we're going to go to the locker room. But first, let's check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. Eric, Hey, man, how's it going down there? And as we head to the locker room, 35-0 lead for Tiffin Columbian. What's the sideline like right now?
They've been focused all game, Nate. They really didn't come out all like getting cocky or anything. They haven't been all mouthy with this big lead. They've been focused all game. It's clear that Judd's got them focused for this game.
All right, well, there you go.
This coach wants to you.
That's our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, and we're going to step aside. We're going to go to the halftime report brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. We'll have the halftime performances by both marching bands, and we'll come back up here in the press box with about 5 or 6 minutes to go before the start of the second half. And we'll break down that first half, get you started for the third quarter of action live here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, Tiffin Columbian 35, Ashland nothing. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Serving local employers and businesses for over 30 years, Pyramid Recruiting Offices has been operating out of that familiar A-frame building located at 373 North Washington Street since 1988. Call Pyramid Recruiting today at 419-447-0455. Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Tiffin's only locally owned and operated job placement service. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Once upon a midnight fury, while I pondered weak and weary over many a wild, quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, when I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. We wish you pleasant dreams and a Halloween full of screams, and we ask you all to listen if you dare, as our band brings out a fright. We will close our show tonight with Ashland's All-American Nightmare. Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the far sideline as we welcome the pride of Tiffin Columbian High School, the 2023 edition of our Marching 120, the Tiffin Columbian Band, Flag Dance, and Majorette Squads. Our band is under the direction of Mr. Michael Meadows, with Assistant Director Mr. Trenton Thacker. Our flag and dance squad are under the direction of Mrs. Danielle Blues, assisted by Brooke Tice and Katie Gillig. Our majorette coach is Mrs. Katie Kilrani. We begin this evening with a drill to a Lady Gaga hit from her 2013 album, Art Pop. It claimed worldwide accolades and was on the top 100 list here in the United States. It's been performed live on Good Morning America. It was an MTV music video, and we had it as a drill. Here's applause. Lizzo. The women of our flag dance squad love this 2020 hit. And if you think Lizzo can rock this one out, you ain't seen nothing yet. Sit back and relax as our band plays Lizzo's To Be Loved. Am I ready?
Looking back, those are my favorite. Looking back, those are my favorite coaches. The ones that yelled
Everyone knows that the Tiffin Marching 120 loves to boogie down and dance, and so we conclude our halftime show with a dance selection by the South Korean boy group Stray Kids. This 2020 hit of theirs describes the enthusiasm of all of our Colombian athletes as well as our Marching 120. We're just like the title, we're all in.
That'd be awesome. Like Bryce, I hear he crossed it down. He's like, "What's his name?"
Literally, you guys were like 3-3, but I don't know if it was 3-3 now,
gentlemen, we are the Tiffin Columbian Marching 120 Band, Dance, Flag, and Majorette Squad. We thank our feed the band sponsors, Green Waste, Tiffin Paper Company, Heavy Water, and Forte Music.
Pit Stop convenience stores, you'll always find what you're looking for, and a little more. Their Sunoco gas helps fuel the people who fuel our world, and their fresh in-house made sandwiches will help fuel you through the rest of your workday. With 2 locations and a convenient drive-thru on North Washington Street, it's easy to see why everyone has time for a pit stop.
Mullins and Tommy Nostradamus Hall joining you here live in the press box, Frost-Kalnow Stadium for the Buckeye IT halftime show. Tommy, let's talk about one of our favorite new segments here, Nostradamus.
Yeah, those Nostradamus keys to the future.
That's right.
Again, a little insight here as we get back from the first half of action. That first 24 minutes saw Tiffin Columbian on top 35-0 after Ashland on 3 separate occasions able to advance the ball past midfield but unable to come up with points. They had 2 red zone drives that were turned away, and Tiffin Columbian, they've just been on fire. So if you're Ashland here coming out in the second half, if you do not want your future to come true of you cleaning out your locker on Monday morning, you got to come out here in the second half after you deferred in the first. You got to come out with the ball and put some points on the board, erase that 30-point deficit, because right now the Tornadoes up 35-0. The Arrows will come out in the second half facing a running clock. So again, Nate, first things first, you want to eliminate the running clock, try to chop away at this deficit and try to make this one back into a manageable game. But if Nostradamus' predictions ring true, the Tornadoes, just like they did in the first half, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know these Tornadoes, they're cooking and clicking on all cylinders right now.
Absolutely right, Tommy. 35 points in the first half for this Tornadoes offense, and a shutout on the board for the defense so far here today against the Arrows. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here for this Division III Region 10 playoff game here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thank you to Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Buckeye IT Services, UIS Insurance and Investments, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, STEINMETZ Science and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Heather Hunker, Travel Advisor with Magical Moments Vacations, Pit Stop, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Place a Night, 3D Printing and Design, Little Hugo's, Pulse Therapy, Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, First National Bank of Sycamore, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Webster Industries, and Dr. Jack Felton and family, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, your halftime show brought to you by Buckeye IT Services. Your announcer cam tonight brought to you by Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacations. Anytime you see these ugly grills, just think about going on vacation. That's the best way I can put it. We had a lot of touchdowns in the first half. Those were all brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. First downs tonight brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. And, of course, when we get inside the red zone, that's brought to you by Pulse Therapy. All flags on the play tonight brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is our timeout sponsor. And, Tommy, we talked about those Lee's floor covering keys to the game in the first half. But let's talk here second half. You talked about the Nostradamus predictions, all right? What do you think is the key for this Tiffin Columbian defense here if they want to maintain the goose egg? That's the big thing. Can we maintain the shutout? Because I don't think they've had one yet this year, Tommy.
They got to stop allowing these down and distance situations to be converted. I think Ashland in that first half converted 5 times on third down, and in that situation, you allow them to keep drives alive. If you want to pitch the perfect shutout, it starts by shutting down drives and being effective and getting a 3 and out to start the second half of action. That'd be probably one of the most effective ways you can do it is this return.
The return man, Josh Pancake, brings it forward to about the 34-yard line. And I tell you what, with a name like that, how's that kid not on the line? But nevertheless, the senior running back brings it back to the 34-yard line. That's where the Ashland Arrows will take over for their first possession of the second half. As we take a look around the area at our Pyramid Recruiting Services scoreboard, as you see their beautiful logo there on our wonderful scoreboard put together by the wizard Greg Kinn. Oh, handoff.
Cut up inside. Nice job by Michael Franz there. Did you see him kind of make a cut back inside, shake the defender out of his boots?
Supposed to be a jet sweep, and he said, no, let's not sweep that under the rug. Let's take this one inside. Ball at the 40-yard line, second down and 4. Bernhard. Or Bernhard, is that how you say it? Bernhard? We had some people try to correct us on the broadcast earlier. My apologies.
Now somebody will comment and say, it's apologies.
Apologies.
Just like hearing.
Apologies. Bernhard. There we go. That sounds better. That's got more of a flow to it. Bernhard. And it was a hard hit right there. As I believe that was Jack Corper who laid the wood on that one.
Tyler Sauter, about Sauter in half on that one as Corper comes right across the middle.
8-yard gain, second down and 2 coming up. Bernhard in the shotgun. Drops back. Steps up. Dropped.
And finally,
sack on the play.
Tornadoes get to him as Diamond topples the 6'5" Bernhard.
You know, Tony Gooding had a really good nickname for him, Drop Top. I thought that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool nickname. Third down and 4 coming up. Empty backfield. Nathan Bernhard in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Slings it over the middle. Complete to his receiver. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. Michael Franz on the reception. He's got it down to the 40-yard line. That'll be good enough for an Ashland Arrows first down, brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore.
Franz has been a big target on these third downs, allowing the Arrows to convert as this running clock continues. Bernhard trying to...
Franz breaks the tackle into the open to the 20, 15. The cut inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. We'll mark him down at the 8-yard line. Jack Newlove on the stop for Tiffin Columbian, but I tell you, that's just bad tackling right there. They had him stopped, but just nobody able to really bring him down.
J.C. Sites come over. He tried to a little bit of over pursuit there. You just want to kind of square up, try to make that tackle in open field.
Empty backfield. Bernhard slings it right side, complete, and he's going to be brought down right about the 5-yard line as Dakota Crudy on the reception.
Now you watch here, Bernhard recognizes what the defensive look was. If they're not right there, they're going to press back in their coverage. You see here when they get up to snap this ball, he's going to look for that soft spot once again, shallow. If they decide to throw it, but empty back set.
Bernhard looking, steps up, and he's going to be
inside the end zone.
They're going to say he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Ashland. The Arrows punch it in and put an end to the running clock here with 8:02 left in the third quarter.
That's exactly how you want to come out here to start this second half. Put a score on the board finally. No goose egg for the defense as the Arrows, most importantly, stop the running clock by putting 6 on the board. Brings us to a 29-point deficit. Could be 28 pending the extra point.
Bernhard with a nice job there, just kind of extending that play. And the extra point attempt is up and good, and it's 35-7. 8:02 left to play here in the third quarter. And let's step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery.
And we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. 35-7, Tiffin Columbian on top of Ashland. 8:02 left to play here in the third quarter. And the Arrows set to kick off here after punching that one in for a touchdown. Brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa.
One of those Lee's floor covering keys of the game highlighted that Tiffin Columbian needed to get some stops, not allow those huge down and distance conversions on third down. And Ashland did a tremendous job of taking care of the ball on those third down situations. Just marched down the field here to start the second half to eliminate the running clock. Now this Ashland defense is going to have to prove themselves and get their first stop of the evening.
As we look around the area at our Pyramid Recruiting Services scoreboard, Crestview leading Tiffin Calvert 20-0. That game over on the X stream. You can find that one exclusively on YouTube as Damian Brockington on the return.
Brockington
to the 35 to the 40, 45 to the 50, and he's going to be, broken tackle. He's going to carry defenders all the way inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Damian Brockington. So you're going to kick it to me?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was like, you put points on the board. You must not have done too much film study on special teams, as after the ensuing score, a kick off to Tiffin Columbian, Brockington, the return man, not the guy you want to give the ball to in open spaces. He makes you pay for it, as Tiffin Columbian going to have some favorable field position to start this drive.
They start out at the Arrows 29-yard line. Empty backfield for Tiffin Columbian here. Braden Rogo brings Damian Brockington in motion. Hand off to Brockington. Finds some space. He's got some blockers. He's to the 15, to the 10. Breaks a tackle to the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian. And with that, Damian Brockington holds the record for most rushing touchdowns in a single season for the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes program history.
Wow, congratulations to Damian Brockington. A heck of a club to belong to. A storied program, as Damian Brockington will go into the books as one of the top running backs for this Tornado squad, as now he leads in
30
total touchdowns in one season. With how many, Nate?
30.
30 touchdowns a season in one season.
Wow.
That's a good career for some guys.
Yeah. 30 more touchdowns than I've ever scored.
And Liam Kerr continues his perfect night as he is now 6 for 6 on extra points. It's 42-7, and Tiffin Columbian says, "I like that clock to keep moving."
I was
Sorry.
going to say the running clock shed its jacket off the
For about a
sideline.
minute.
Came back marching onto the field.
So let's take a look around the area once again at more scores from the Pyramid Recruiting Services scoreboard. Let's see here. Rocky River leading Clyde 14-7 in the third quarter. As we mentioned, 20-0 Crestview over Calvert. That game's at halftime. You can find that one over on the X stream. Columbus Grove leading Lakota 29-3. That one at halftime. Sandusky trailing Buckeye out of Medina 21-14 at half. Avon Lake leading Fremont Ross 16-7. That game at halftime. Monroeville trailing Springfield Local 21-7. That game in the third quarter. And now in the third quarter, Colonel Crawford leading Seneca East 17-0. Montpelier is keeping up with Hopewell Loudon, just 19-7 at halftime. 16 seed facing a 1 seed there. We got a flag on the play. Hang on. And this one's going to be offsides on the kicking team. So that flag on the play presented by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc. That'll move the ball back to the 30-yard line where they'll kick off from. From the 40 to the 35. So now, Kerr set to kick off from the 35-yard line. And he gets this one away. Fielded at the 15-yard line. Oh, now he's into the open to the 50, to the 45. Oh, nice move there to the 30, and he is gone. 10-5 touchdown, Ashland. Tyler Sauter sawed the defense in half on that one. What a return there by Tyler Sauter, as he said, "No, thank you. I like that clock to not be running. Thank you."
Well, turnabout is fair play as the special teams by Columbia now kick a high, long one to a good return man in Sauter.
He said, "The only thing running around here is me to the end zone. Let's go."
Well, they can't figure out if they want this clock to be running or not. We'll check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, after this extra point here. As he says he's got a tasty little bit of information to share with us. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is through. Boy, he just barely punched that one through.
So
a knuckleball there.
So what is it? In the past 3 plays, we've seen 2 touchdowns by both squads.
All right, what's going on down there, Eric? You said you got a little bit of tasty information for us. What's going on?
Yeah, I was hoping to beat you guys to the punch and tell you about them wanting to get Damien the record there.
Nobody beats us.
Nobody beats the A team.
Yeah. I mean, if you would have threw it to me, he would have broke it right there anyway. So
yeah, that's how it works.
I did talk to offensive coordinator Ryan Otney right out of the tunnel, and I asked him if they plan on letting up. And of course, the outspoken guy says, "Well, yeah, you always want to get up by 2 touchdowns before you let up." 35-0.
You know. Thanks for that, Eric. Appreciate that. Once again, Eric Hall, our sideline reporter.
The Tornadoes definitely not out of the woods yet. 5:52 remaining here in the third quarter as the Arrows continue to try to chop away at that deficit, stopping the running clock. But now, again, you can't be trading scores. It's too little, too late for that. You got to get some stops defensively, and you got to continue to put points on the board. Easier said than done, though, Greg.
Yeah, absolutely. But 14 points so far here in the second half, 14 more than they put up in the first half. And we're only halfway through this quarter with the running clock.
6 minutes, yep.
Oh, nice little bouncer there.
Oh.
Kickoff fielded by one of the up men there, number 21. That is Archie Stevens, who snags that one for the Tornadoes out of the air. And Tiffin Columbian will take over at midfield.
Yeah, Archie definitely needed the bunker down on that one.
You meathead.
I don't know how much of your viewing audience gets those references. Jeez,
We're getting old.
Meathead, he says.
Nah.
All right, jugheads. 3 receiver set, pistol formation. Rogo slings it left side, complete to Corper. Corper to the 45, and he's going to be brought down about the 44-yard line. Jack Corper on the reception, good for 8 yards. That'll set him up with a 2nd down and 2.
I hate when they do that. When they do that misdirect there.
The misdirect.
They got to load up the one side there. You think it's going that way, and then whoop, right out over to Corper.
A little bit of whoop. Tiffin University's final home game of the season to be played here tomorrow versus Walsh. That's a noon kickoff. Handoff to Brockington as he's going to be spun down, but he should have enough for another 1st down. Brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore.
We got you coming into work down here tomorrow afternoon?
No, I'm just spreading the word about the Dragons.
Having a great season.
8-0 on the season so far for the Dragons. Number, I think, 17 in the country in Division II. Shotgun formation. 1 man in the backfield. Rogo. Pump fake. Slings it. Complete. Has his receiver. That's Gooding on the reception, and Brady Gooding has it down inside the 30 to the 28.
Sitting on an island.
And when defenses are running that zone coverage, if Rogo gives that shoulder fake, it just gives the receivers just a little bit extra time to get open. You've seen it a couple times here tonight, that little shoulder shimmy, you know?
The Akron commit showing exactly why he is a next level commit.
Brockington on the handoff. And he's got it up to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say Spots bounced off of Damian Brockington as Brockington fell right on top of the ball.
I don't know if I got there soon enough. But
Point of the football.
Yep, right there.
Just bouncing off the turf.
Like a pinball.
I'll drive the air right out of you.
Timeout on the field. Timeout's brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll use this time to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I want to thank Pyramid Recruiting Services, Buckeye IT Services, UIS Insurance and Investments, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lee's Floor Covering, Heather Hunker Travel Advisor with Magical Moments Vacations, Pit Stop, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Plastinite 3D Printing and Design, Little Hugo's, Pulse Therapy, Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, First National Bank of Sycamore, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Webster Industries, and Dr. Jack Felton and family, all proud sponsors with us here for this postseason edition of high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Two streams going tonight as we have the X stream going on over at Heidelberg.
Still 20-0 on the dual stream, as you see there. Convoy Crestview up 20-0 on Tiffin Calvert.
There's a flag on the play. Corper was the intended receiver there.
Holding. See there again on the dual stream over on Dom Helmstetter, Zach Dillon, 20-0 game.
Senecas look like they're on the move though.
Yeah, they're closing into the red zone there.
Oh, that pass was complete. Mayholm-esque pitch by Schultz. Now quick screen.
Oh, double pass here. Brockington wide open. Touchdown, Tiffin Columbian.
31.
BG3 to Damian Brockington. And hang on, we got a flag on the play.
Whoa. That was too tasty. You can't take it away with a flag.
Flag on the play, brought to you by STEINMETZ Science and Graphic Inc.
Downfield, maybe?
Well, are they talking about whether or not the pass
come out here
backwards to make the second pass or not? Remember, it has to go backwards for him to be able to throw that ball again. Let me see. I don't know if I went back far enough with the replay. I might have clipped that off. No, I think we do got it on here. So let's take a look here and see if this pass went backwards or not.
So let's see here.
Oh, no, that looked forward, guys. That looks like it was almost a whole yard forward there, at least from this angle. So then you can't throw the ball after that. Yeah, we're going to call legal forward pass here. That's going to take that one right off the board, guys. A nice play there, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Lutz will have some other weird wrinkle after he runs a zone. A simple zone play here and then put themselves back in position and run something else wonky. That is a loss of downs. So that's going to be 3rd and 18 for the Tornadoes. The ball on the 38. So what was a promising drive. Now Rago pushed out of the pocket, still looking for a guy downfield. Forces us running out of bounds here. As the Tornadoes. 3-yard gain by Rogo. Definitely not enough to make up that 3rd and 18 situation.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are saying that there's a problem with the broadcast, saying it's blurry, but I'm checking on my phone. It seems to be fine.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at my numbers here. I don't have any bad readings. So.
Yeah.
Well, 4th and 17. The offense still on the field as
Rogo, and there's a flag on the field. This one's going to, no matter what, it's coming back, but I think they're going to decline this one.
What was that, block in the back?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold.
Holding.
Yeah. Spots was coming off the edge there, and
it's going to be a turnover for the Tornadoes.
Offensive lineman was just trying to wipe him out there.
So the Arrows continue to build on the momentum. They came out of the locker room with the ball, able to put a quick score on the board to eliminate the running clock. Then Tiffin Columbian in short fashion scored back. Then on the ensuing kick return, the Arrows able to take that one for pay dirt. And again, stop the running clock, put 14 points on the board, and now a huge defensive stop by the Arrows have give Bernhard another chance at it with the ball from the 34.
And it looks like he's going to be swallowed up in the backfield, dropped for a loss.
Drop top Diamantopoulos in the backfield once again.
2 sacks here in this one for Leo Diamantopoulos. Living in the backfield.
Oh, he's feeling it, too. Comes up from the bottom of the pile there, just pounding his chest.
Hey, just that bull rush off the edge. Back into the quarterback, sheds the block.
Bernhard looking right side, complete to his receiver. And it's going to be about a 3-yard gain, but still well short of the first down. 3rd down and 9 coming up here.
And getting to the ball and the open field tackles have been night and day in this one compared to last week for Tiffin Columbian.
A.J. Hickman on the stop for Tiffin Columbian. 3rd down and 9. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Tornadoes leading 42-14. Empty backfield here. Nathan Bernhard. Looking, gonna run off, takes off with it. Hickman wraps him up at the 45, but that's going to be good enough for a first down. They needed 9. He picks up 11 on the quarterback scramble as, he just kind of decided at one point, there's nothing there for me. Let's just take off and run. Let's get this first down.
You see the coverage. Drops back.
He said, you know what? Nah, there ain't nothing there. And there's a big old hole right there. I like this. Bernhard swings it right, complete to his receiver. Broken tackles everywhere as this one's going to be brought down at about the 44-yard line. Blythe on the reception.
There's that Franz.
A.J. Bonnell on the stop.
Owen Rep, number 79, man. 6'2", 310 pounds.
5 receivers set. Drop back to pass. Now they're rolling out to the right. Flag on the play. And it's going to be caught by Blythe at the 27-yard line. But a flag is in the backfield. This one's coming back. Even the referee's like, nah, come on, back here. Let's go. Back on. Back him up. Back it up, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse. Bring it on back.
And it looks like this one's going to be right around the line of scrimmage, so it'll back them up to about the 45-yard line. I'll say 47-yard line is where they'll spot it down. So 2nd down and 10 after the holding penalty. .54 seconds left here in the third quarter. Well, are they playing hot potato with the football here? Like, oh, they decided to 46 now. 46, we're good. 46-yard line. All right, 2nd down and 11. Bernhard in the shotgun. Empty backfield. Looks to pass, slings it over the middle. Incomplete, looking for Gabe Blythe.
Nice recognition by both Bonos.
3rd down coming up here for the Arrows.
As usual, money down for these Arrows. This Bernhard, his ability to convert on 3rd down has just been astounding, especially with, it hasn't been 3rd and short, folks.
3rd and 11. And it's picked off. Corper on the interception. He's bringing it back to the 45, and he's inside Arrows territory. Jack Corper on the interception for the Tornadoes defense. Another turnover. Of course, turnovers brought to you by Pit Stop.
Well, that's a nice nod to the defense once again, as we talked about the ability of the Arrows to convert on 3rd and long, but the other thing is the Tornadoes' ability to force the Arrows into 3rd and long. So again, you're gonna have the right coverage downfield, because what other plays are you gonna run? That script becomes all that much more shorter on 3rd and 11 than 3rd and 5.
Excellent job there by Corper to just jump that route. That was all hands. Handoff. Brockington. And he's got it up to about the 43, maybe the 43-yard line. That's where they'll mark him down. It's just a 2-yard gain on the play.
I just let that take me into the 4th quarter.
And it figures to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And that looks to be the case. All right, folks, we're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the 4th quarter of action live here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. The Division III Region 10 first-round matchup between Tiffin Columbian and Ashland, live here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll be right back after this.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Serving local employers and businesses for over 30 years, Pyramid Recruiting Offices has been operating out of that familiar A-frame building located at 373 North Washington Street since 1988. Call Pyramid Recruiting today at 419-447-0455. Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Tiffin's only locally owned and operated job placement service. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
All right, and we're back here. Frost-Kalnow Stadium. The start of the fourth quarter sees Tiffin Columbian with the ball at the Ashland 35-yard line. That last play while you were gone picked up a first down for Tiffin Columbian. First down is brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Rogo in the shotgun. 3 receivers set. Slings it right side complete. That's Gooding on the reception as he slips out of a tackle and lunges forward near the 25-yard line. They'll mark him at the 26. Just a yard shy of the first down.
He got that ball. He got the ball so fast and slung it so quickly. I don't even know how Gooding was even that far downfield. He's like 7 yards downfield that fast. Like, how? It just seemed like he's like, bang. That was a quick throw.
Second down and short. 3 receivers set. Handoff. No, they're going to fake it. Rogo slings it. Left side complete. That's Bryce Rogo on the reception, and that's a first down for Tiffin Columbian. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. And that'll move the chains once again for the Tornadoes, and we're getting close to that red zone. Over on the extreme, Tiffin Calvert has actually drawn close to the Crestview Knights. It's now 20-7 as the Senecas tack on a touchdown. And a reverse here to Jack Corper, trying to find some blocks. Well, what a block by Rogo! And Corper into the end zone for the touchdown. But Tommy and I both lit up on that block by Braden Rogo.
Oh, Rogo getting himself in on the action. As a huge touchdown by Corper. Continues to put this one just about out of reach.
Watch this. Watch the senior quarterback.
The reverse here.
Just sacrificing his body, putting it all on the line for the playoffs here. Bah!
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Don't you ever disrespect me while wearing purple socks at my home stadium.
I'm walking here.
Liam Kerr on to attempt the extra point. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And Kerr is now 7 for 7 for extra point attempts here tonight. And it is now 49-14. Tiffin Columbian starts that running clock once again as soon as the kickoff is away. It's 9:30 remaining here in the ball game.
Man, you've been covering local football and sports for way too long, Nate, at all levels, because we sing the praise of anybody that can continuously be effective with their extra point kicking and their kicking game in general. Because
it's been so rare.
Yeah,
and that's like I said, in some of the smaller divisions, smaller schools, those are always the difference makers. Is your abilities to convert on extra points.
How about the Tigers? Colonel Crawford.
Which one?
Colonel Crawford leading 24-8. But Tigers keeping that one a close game. That's an N10 rivalry matchup, folks. If you expected that one to be lopsided, you don't know the N10 very well. Those teams are very familiar with each other. And the first time those two teams matched up earlier this year, what was it, like 29-12 or something? I don't know. It was a close game. Seneca East kept it close. Colonel Crawford suffering only the one loss on the season to the Cary Blue Devils. Fremont Ross drawing to within 5 points of Avon Lake. It's now 19-14 as this kickoff's going to go out of bounds. And it should be right at the 35-yard line, so that's where they're going to take over anyway. So very accurately placed boundary kick there by the kicking unit. But Rocky River leading Clyde 14-7. That one's in the fourth quarter. Hopewell over Montpelier, but it is 26-14 in the third quarter.
Really?
Yeah. A lot closer than I think most of us probably thought that one was going to be. Locomotives giving the Chieftains all they can handle over there in Bascom. 1 seed versus a 16 seed there.
Come on, come on.
Hand off, or throw over the middle as Baith on the reception has it past midfield up to about the 47-yard line. Gabe Baith on the reception. That's good enough for a first down.
I don't think Alizaquani liked him making a move on him. He's like, nope, get back here.
Get out of here.
And Bernhard really kind of getting into a groove here. Empty backfield. Slings it. Over the middle, complete. That is Tyler Sauter, who had the kickoff return for a touchdown earlier in the third quarter. Alex Bupp on the stop for Tiffin Columbian. 2nd down and 3. Ball at the 40-yard line. 5 receivers set here. Winner of this game goes on to face Ontario, or the winner of the Ontario Lutheran West game.
Diamantopoulos had the pressure once again as Bernhardt
that's going to be
pocket.
First down for the Arrows.
It's good enough to convert.
Crestview adds on to their advantage now, 28-7 against Tiffin Calvert. That game in the third quarter. You can find that over on the X stream. Bernhard, back to pass, steps up, and slips a tackle.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's got it down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Boy, I tell you, it'd be nice to ask Leo after this game just how difficult it is to bring down a guy this big. 6'5", 220 pounds.
I mean, it doesn't translate that well when you're not down on the field because you watch it and you're like, how is he just slipping through there so easily? It's not easily. He's a big man.
He's a big kid, yeah. Back to pass, slings it, complete, right at the first down marker.
No, that incomplete. Is it complete?
They do say it was complete, right at the first down marker to the 25.
I thought the defender came up with the
ball. It looked
ball.
like he tried to punch that out when he took possession of it.
Yeah, it looked like he was the one that came up and dropped the ball on the ground like as if he knocked it out. So interesting. Must have just been at the end of the play after he already made the catch here.
They moved the chains.
Yeah, see, okay.
Bernhard slings it, complete. Ooh. Receiver has it inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. And that one, Michael Franz on the reception. That one moves the ball inside the Pulse Therapy red zone. First down and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Arrows looking to move.
Yeah.
Looking to pass. Now rolls to his right, slings it out. Incomplete. Looking for Gabe Baith out of the backfield there. Second down coming up. Inside of 6 minutes to play here in the ball game.
Clock continues to roll here. 5:45 remaining here in the ball game as the Arrows continue to drive. As this Bernhard, he's really been the story of the game for these Ashland Arrows.
And we got a timeout. Tiffin Columbian wants to talk things over. We'll keep it right here for this Your Legacy Federal Credit Union timeout. We'll use this time to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here for this playoff edition of high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Buckeye IT Services, UIS Insurance and Investments, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Lease Floor Covering, Heather Hunker, Travel Advisor with Magical Moments Vacations, Pit Stop, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Plastinite 3D Printing and Design, Little Hugo's, Pulse Therapy, Relax and Revive Salon and Spa, First National Bank of Sycamore, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Webster Industries, and Dr. Jack Felton and Family, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports, folks. A lot of new names on that list. When you're out making your holiday shopping decisions, make sure you keep those businesses in mind.
Yeah, absolutely, because it didn't take them more than a second to make their decision on whether or not they were going to sponsor us here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and if you need an extra job for a little bit of extra Django in your pocket in the holiday season, Pyramid Recruiting Offices got you covered.
Nice coverage there on the play by Xavier Mathewson.
His coverage is Xavier Mathewson on that play.
Is there an echo in here?
Oh, is that what you just said?
Well, I said it, and then the announcer said it, and then you said it.
And then I thought it.
and then they heard it. 5 minutes to play here in the ball game. Tornadoes leading 49-14. Arrows have it, 3rd and 10. Bernhard steps up.
Oh, nice.
Slips a tackle.
Oh, look at that.
And he carries his way into the end zone. And touchdown, Ashland.
You could tell the size of him there on that run with the way that he just barreled his way through there when they tried to block it, getting into the end zone there. You saw every bit of it there on that one. Watch the way he just plows ahead, hits the defender, and moves him out the way. Watch this. He says, oh, boom, get out of the way.
All right, after this extra point, we'll check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, as I understand he has an interview lined up with someone down there along the sidelines. We'll see if he's ready to do that one yet, or...
I think it was called dead. No.
And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. Makes your score 49-21. That stops the running clock once again. It's been started and stopped 3 different times here in the second half.
Pit stops the running clock?
Well, everybody's got time for a pit stop, right? Well, let's see. Is Eric ready down along the sideline for us to check in with him here?
I'm taking a look here.
A minute. What was that?
Yeah, give me a minute.
All right, I'll give you a minute.
It's a water boy. He said you got to do his job right now.
Well, yeah.
Now you got 40
That's what you get for trying to interview the water boy.
You got 40 seconds now.
Well, frustration kind of sets in a little bit of a sense, Nate. If you're, even though you're up 49-21, the Tornadoes, this defense still unable to find an answer really to continuously stop teams from getting within striking distance, because the Tornadoes on offense, they're quick to score, but then when you go on the other side of the ball on defense, they allow teams to sustain drives and make those long drives equate into points. We're talking once again that you had 14 points onto the board after the closeout of the goal line stands. You're talking about 49 to 35 point ball game.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Tommy. The defense did a great job there in the first half. Here in the second half, it seems as though the Arrows have figured something else out. A little adjustment, and Columbians got to do something to adjust back to that. Can't be giving up.
That's going to be a touchback into the end zone. And let's send it down to the sideline as our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, is standing by. He's got a junior correspondent there with him. How's it going, Eric?
Yeah, I need some help down here tonight. So what's your name?
Kyle Hep.
We got Kyle Hep down here. I see him down here every week, making sure the boys get water every break. Do you have any family members or brothers or anything on the team?
On the team? No.
No?
But my mom's a cheer coach.
Oh, your mom's the cheer coach. Very, very cool.
For about 15 years, 20. It's been a long time.
Yeah, heck yeah. Are you going to be playing for this team when you get older?
Yeah.
What position you see yourself playing?
Probably wide receiver, quarterback.
Pretty fast?
Oh, yeah.
You look like you're pretty fast. All right, well, I'll be looking forward to covering you when you get there.
Okay.
All right, there you have it.
On the play by number 80,
Eric Hall with our junior correspondent.
Second down and 8.
Thanks, man.
Thanks again, Eric. Appreciate that.
These are pretty cool moments because hopefully someday that young man will be playing down there on the field, and he'll go back and look at this, and he'll be like, oh, my goodness, I've always been a fan.
I told you I was going to be quarterback.
I told you, I called it out right there.
That's awesome. The winner of tonight's game moves on to face the winner of the Ontario and Lutheran West game, with Ontario leading 31-22 in the fourth quarter over the Lutheran West Longhorns out of Rocky River, Ohio.
Nice. These sites being given the ball carrying duties here.
Got some score updates for you here as Bellevue trims the deficit between them and Napoleon. It's 34-24 in the fourth quarter. Crestview, as I mentioned earlier, 28-7 over Tiffin Calvert in the fourth quarter. Columbus Grove 42, Lakota 16. That one's in the fourth quarter. Monroeville has drawn to within a touchdown. It's 28-21 Springfield Local over Monroeville in the fourth quarter. Carey on top of Ashland Crestview 29-6. And we've got some other scores we'll get to after this. Handoff, Seitz off the right side, trying to find some running room, and he's going to be brought down at about the 30-yard line.
A rough-looking tackle there. Glad to see him bounce right back up.
Yeah. Hopewell Loudon looks like they're taking care of business against Montpelier. 39-14 in the third quarter. Final, Perkins 44, Vermilion 6. As Medina Buckeye on top of Sandusky 40-21 in the fourth quarter. Colonel Crawford on top of Seneca East 25-8. That one in the fourth quarter. And Rocky River has maintained a 14-7 lead over Clyde for pretty much the entire game. And that one's now in the fourth quarter. Those are your score updates from around the area, brought to you by Pyramid Recruiting Services. Handoff. And Seitz picks up a few, probably about 4 yards, up to about the 35-yard line. And the Arrows, their season comes to an end here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Final record on the season will be 5-6 for this Ashland team, but this is a building team, Tommy. You talk about, I mean,
you mark
youth.
my words.
There's a lot of youth on this roster. And it looks like this is a team that they're going to be making some noise here for the next few years.
Let's burn hard. I can't wait to continue to see this young quarterback's maturation process and really become the field general for this squad.
Johnny Bremeyer on the carry. And Bremeyer gets it up to the, actually he's going to lose a few yards to the 30-yard line. Eric, were you trying to say something there?
Third down.
Yeah, I got a couple shirts down here. You want me to throw these out real quick?
Heck yeah, let's throw some shirts. Why not? We got a minute left in the game. Throw some shirts out.
Throw them out so I can wear them next week.
That's right. Folks, and here's the thing. If Eric sees you wearing Heart of Ohio Sports gear, he's going to throw it in your direction.
Or call him out.
I'm looking for you first.
Call him out. If you ain't got any gear
want
yet,
some shirts?
and you want some gear, just let him know. Say, hey, Heart of Ohio Sport.
Oh, listen to them. They're ferocious down there. Bremeyer once again on the carry. Eric's having too much fun now. Don't throw the mic. Don't throw the mic. Eric, don't throw the mic.
Hey, your job's not done yet, Eric. You're going to be having too much fun.
I see some substitutions in here, getting some quality minutes.
Absolutely.
Under the Friday night lights, especially here in the postseason, getting them snaps in.
And that's going to be the end of the ball game. Your final score, Tiffin Columbian 49, Ashland 21. We're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout, but when we come back, we'll have our post-game show brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments, where we will crown our player of the game. Brought to you by Plastinite 3D Printing and Design and Little Hugo's. That's all coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
afraid. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Plastonite, where imagination meets innovation. Unleash your creativity with precision 3D printing. Your ideas, our expertise. Plastonite, your 3D printing partner. Little Hugo's is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business, you know them because of those famous shredded chicken sandwiches and their delicious fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little Hugo's on West Market Street in Tiffin.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Serving local employers and businesses for over 30 years, Pyramid Recruiting Offices has been operating out of that familiar A-frame building located at 373 North Washington Street since 1988. Call Pyramid Recruiting today at 419-447-0455. Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Tiffin's only locally owned and operated job placement service. Keep it locked in. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Buckeye IT Services is a trusted partner for cybersecurity, fully managed and co-managed IT support. Municipalities, financial organizations, and mature businesses turn to them to eliminate IT stress and enable growth. Visit BuckeyeIT.com today to start your partnership.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
All right, and we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Final score, Tiffin Columbian 49, Ashland 21. The Tornadoes moving on to the regional quarterfinal round to be played here, right here, once again at Frost-Kalnow Stadium next week as they await the winner of the Ontario Lutheran West game, as that one's being played right now. But once again, you're tuned in here on the UIS Insurance and Investments post-game show. And let's break this one down, Tommy, before we get out of here, as we still got to give our Player of the Game award away. We'll do that here in just a little bit, but let's talk about this one. As this one, it was never really in doubt for the Tornadoes, as this one, they just kind of kept extending that lead throughout the first half. And then in the second half, they come out, they put the quick score on the board, go up 35-0, and then it just kind of felt like that's when they said, all right, we're good. Let's go to next week, because, I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened, but that's the way, when we're watching this game, the way it kind of played out. After the Tornadoes went up 35-0, this Ashland offense kind of came to life, and they put up 21 points in, I guess it's garbage time. Some people would call it garbage time. I don't think it's garbage time. I think it's this great learning time for these kids to get in, and, they made an impact at the end of this game and put up 21 points on the board, but Tiffin Columbian with those 49 points, that's the story of the game. This offense really is, they are the real deal.
Yeah, again, and it's good enough to get you to the next step, to get you to week 12. But that's the biggest issue that I have with this Columbian squad from watching them over the last couple of weeks. Not taking away from anything they were able to do on the offensive side of things, but you have to play a dang near perfect 48 minutes of football week in and week out to be able to come away with the W. And with the bevy of talent that Tiffin Columbian has, that's kind of an unfair scenario that they should face. This team should be dominating opponents in quick fashion, and the ability for them to be able to finish off opponents has been what's missing from this team, ending in week 13 or compared to going to a state championship. You got to put it together here in week 12, as the opponents are only going to continue to get tougher, and they're not going to give you that many opportunities, as Ashland, once again, unable to come away with those scoring opportunities that were afforded to them in that first half. At Tiffin Columbian, again, you got to give that defense credit. They pitched 2 goal line shutouts in that first half. Would have definitely changed the complexion of the game. But Tiffin Columbian got out to an over 14-point lead, able to add on points there. And that's what you want to do. Stay in the driver's seat, control and dictate the pace of the game. And you just need to do that for a full 48 minutes. And I think Columbian can definitely make some noise here in the postseason.
Absolutely right. And I think with an offense like this, you're definitely going to be able to make some noise. The question is, can the defense rise to the occasion here in the postseason? Because we all know a great offense can score you a lot of points, but a great defense can win you some championships. And so far, tonight, in the early going, that defense was primed. They were locked in. They were loaded. They were ready to go. And I'd like to hope that is the defense that we're going to see throughout the postseason here, and that maybe once they got that 35-point lead, they kind of said, "Hey, we're good. We'll see you next week." Maybe that's the case. That's my hope, because what I saw out of that defense in the early going. That bend but don't break, the opportunistic defense that we're used to seeing, that'll take you pretty far in the postseason.
Yeah, you need 2 good halves, though, Nate. And that's what, you hit the nail on the head. Night and day defenses from the first half to the second half. If you can put that together for the entire game, that defense is going to be something to deal with.
Great point, Tommy. Now, Tiffin Columbian put up 49 points. That is almost double the amount of the highest points allowed this year by the Ashland Arrows defense. As they've, coming into this game, the highest they'd given up at any game at any point this season was 28 points. Here they surrender 49 to this Tiffin Columbian offense at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And, for this Arrows team, you just got to regroup and take some momentum into next year and try to grow from this and learn from this. It's a tough loss, but you can learn from this and you can grow from this. And this Tiffin Columbian team has been in this situation before, just like this Arrows team finds himself in right here. You can grow from this. You have to learn from it, though.
Yeah, I don't think the Ashland Arrows really have too much to hang their head about, as, man, there are some bright spots coming down the road, especially with this Nathan Bernhard, who has some Division I looks already. And I tell you what, just from watching this young man come out tonight and put his heart and soul out on the field as a sophomore, I can only just imagine what this young man's going to be capable of down the road. So the Ashland Arrows, definitely a team to keep your eyes on, as a 4-year hiatus between these 2 teams battling it out on the field was ended tonight, as the Arrows tried to come to Frost-Kalnow Stadium to pick up play spoiler on the road against Tiffin Columbian, and Tiffin Columbian took care of business 49-21 as your final score here in this Region 10 Division III playoff matchup.
Let me get you caught up on some scores from around the area, folks, as there's been some interesting developments going on in our area. Ontario will most likely be the team that Tiffin Columbian will face right here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium next week, as they are leading 31-22 over Lutheran West in the fourth quarter. But we mentioned earlier, Medina Buckeye had at one point a 28-14 lead over Sandusky. It's now 29-28 Sandusky in the fourth quarter. The Blue Streaks have come all the way back from 14 down in the second half to now take the lead at the end of the fourth quarter. Calvert has added to their point total. They are now trailing by 14. It's 28-14. That one in the fourth quarter. You can find that one over on the X stream. Go over to YouTube, search Heart of Ohio Sports X Stream to find that one. Crestview versus Calvert, live from Herneman Stadium on the campus of Heidelberg University. Hopewell Loudon 46-14 over Montpelier. That one in the third quarter. And then let's see here. We mentioned all the other finals. Lakota falls to Columbus Grove 42-17. And Monroeville falls to Springfield Local 35-21. Those are all finals. And Seneca East made that one a pretty good game. 24-16 was the final. Colonel Crawford moving on after defeating the Seneca East Tigers. But the Tigers made it tough for them. All right, folks, we're going to step aside and take a quick timeout. But when we come back, we'll have our player of the game this week presented by Little Hugo's and by Plastinite 3D Printing and Design. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
At Pit Stop convenience stores, you'll always find what you're looking for, and a little more. Their Sunoco gas helps fuel the people who fuel our world, and their fresh in-house made sandwiches will help fuel you through the rest of your workday. With 2 locations and a convenient drive-thru on North Washington Street, it's easy to see why everyone has time for a pit stop.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Unlock your peak performance with holistic pain management that soothes your brain and body. Say goodbye to inflammation and stress, and hello to restful sleep, injury recovery, and more. Pulse Therapy, where wellness meets performance. Located at 205 Jefferson Street inside Meraki Salon and Barber. Contact 567-230-4003 to book your session today. Tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you for $5 off your first visit.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
You're watching high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we're back here with our Little Hugo's Player of the Game, this week presented by Little Hugo's and Plastinite 3D Printing. Once again, you're tuned in here on the UIS Insurance and Investments postgame show. Tiffin Columbian 49, Ashland 21, and we have our Player of the Game coming to you live from the Tiffin Columbian press box. Let's see if we got him here. Yeah, there we go. Jack Corper. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic after watching that one. 49 points on the board. And, that's a lot of points for the offense, but the defense had a goose egg going there into the second half, and a big part of that was a couple of big plays by you on the defensive side of the ball. Talk about your impact on both sides of the ball, just how you get ready for a game, knowing that you have to find a way to affect the game, not just on offense, but also on defense.
It starts in practice. We all just work our butts off, and we just really get into it. And our scout team gives us a great look, so that really helps us. And then for defense, I just got to – once I get in the box and get one hit, I feel way confident, and I can just get in there. And once we start hitting well, we can set the tone. And if our defense handles it, our offense has no problem.
So you had a pick, you had a touchdown. Talk about what it's like to play defense when you're playing this well, when you're putting up points on the offensive side of the ball. Does that kind of translate to the defensive side? Do you kind of take that momentum from the offensive side when you're putting points on the board? Does that kind of translate and it kind of goes into that defensive side a little bit for you?
Oh, it's like a fresh air. We just play free then. It's not like you have to worry about anything. You can just go out there and play. When you don't think and you play football, you just play great.
Once again, Jack Corper, our player of the game. Tommy, you obviously every week we're impressed with this Tiffin Columbian offense, but you talk about this defense and the impact that they had tonight. Did you have a question for Jack?
I always have a question for Jack.
You got a couple more.
As again, you said it. You set the tone. And week in and week out, your mindset is made up of the task that's in front of you. So I guess, last week you guys took your lumps when it mattered most. Again, you still had week 11 ahead of you. What was the emphasis at practice this week after, again, having that game slip away last week, knowing that you had to have a short-term memory and move on to host Ashland here tonight in the playoffs? So what was the emphasis at practice going into the postseason?
Yeah, we were just thinking it's a new season, fresh start. We can't worry about what happened in the past, but it did help a little bit that we didn't play our best because we came in with more of an edge. We wanted it more, and our senior class just really took that to heart. And we're like, nobody should be doing that to us. So we came back here, and we're ready to respond.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of mentality you want to have, as there is no tomorrow. That's the difference between, going on to week 12 and cleaning out your locker on Monday, as you were definitely all over the place on both sides of the ball, which is one of the reasons why, again, Nate, you want to show that off there.
So as everyone's used to seeing here, we have our gift card to Little Hugo's. $10 gift card. Now, what are you going to get yourself at Little Hugo's? What's your go-to?
Either a sherbet cone or I'll probably get some cookie dough, one or the other.
Okay. Sherbet? I love sherbet.
Yeah, it's so good.
I like the orange vanilla twist. Yeah. That's probably my go-to most of the time whenever I go out for ice cream. But you got yourself a $10 gift card there. Plenty to go around. And this one is a new thing we're starting this week, a partnership we've got with Plastinite 3D Printing. Got yourself a Player of the Game trophy.
Oh, sweet.
Take that home with you.
This is awesome.
That's going to be hopefully a new tradition we start now, is we'll be able to take that home with every player of the game every week. You get yourself a trophy to take home with you. So once again, Jack Corper, our Plastinite 3D Printing and Little Hugo's Player of the Game. You got any shout-outs you want to give?
Just to our O-line. They worked their butts off in the trenches, and without them, we wouldn't be nearly as good as we are right now. They set the tone.
Absolutely. They really do. They have all season long, and I think that's a big reason why you guys have been so successful, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Once again, Jack Corper, our player of the game here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back and wrap things up here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Once again, Tiffin Columbian 49-21 over Ashland, moving on to the regional quarterfinal next week right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll be right back.
Don't fret. Heart of Ohio Sports will be right back.
Plastinite, where imagination meets innovation. Unleash your creativity with precision 3D printing. Your ideas, our expertise. Plastinite, your 3D printing partner. Little Hugo's is Tiffin's longest-running ice cream store, in operation since 1949. A local family-owned business, you know them because of those famous shredded chicken sandwiches and their delicious fresh lemon slushes. Stop by today and take advantage of their convenient drive-thru, where you're sure to find something for the whole family to enjoy at Little Hugo's on West Market Street in Tiffin.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink is here for all of your printing and design needs. From reunions to small events, to business apparel and even vehicle lettering, they've got you covered. They make the gear that you make your memories in. STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink. Let Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacation, take the stress out of booking your next getaway. Specializing in family and group vacations, as well as adults-only trips, Heather can also help you with booking your dream destination wedding. Most trips are planned at no additional cost to you, and you'll have her support both pre-travel and in-destination with every step of the way. Book your next dream getaway now. Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacations.
All right, and we're back here with our UIS Insurance and Investments post-game show. We just had our player of the game up here, Jack Corper, taking home the honors after a big night on both sides of the ball here. It was really hard because I think every one of us wanted to give it to Damian because he broke the school record for most touchdowns in a single season. And honestly, if we hadn't already given him 2 this year, I probably would have given it to him again tonight because how can you not talk about that young man's impact on the game every single game? But Jack Corper really, he's one of those guys that he's an unsung hero for this team on both sides of the ball. And he just does whatever he's asked to do. He's a coach's dream. He just he shows up to practice early. He stays late, and he's there to put the work in, and he's not there looking for accolades. And that's why sometimes when you get guys like that, you want to make sure that they get the recognition they deserve, especially with him being in his senior campaign,
Yeah, it's always amazing how these utility players and these guys that have such an impact on both sides of the ball, you hear their names quite often, but you never put a face to the name. And tonight we did just that as our Little Hugos and Plastinite player of the game, Jack Corper, showing up and showing out, part of this huge TC victory, 49-21 over the Ashland Arrows. And Nate, once again, Tiffin Columbian will be back next week to host round 2 of the OHSAA playoffs, the regional quarterfinal, and we're going to be on the call for that one.
That's right. We wouldn't miss it. We'll be right back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium next week for Tiffin Columbian as I believe they await Ontario, the winner of the Lutheran West versus Ontario game. We'll just leave it at that. All right, folks, I want to thank our sponsors one last time before we wrap things up here on Heart of Ohio Sports. So I want to thank our presenting sponsors, XCARET Mexican Restaurant, our pregame show sponsor, Buckeye IT Services, our halftime show sponsor, and you've been tuned in here on the UIS Insurance and Investments postgame show. I also want to thank our scoreboard sponsor, Pyramid Recruiting Services. Also would like to thank Keys to the Game sponsor, Lee's Floor Covering, our timeout sponsor, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, our Flag on the Play sponsor, brought to you by STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink. Our announcer cam tonight was brought to you by Heather Hunker, travel advisor with Magical Moments Vacations. Turnovers presented by Pit Stop. The opening kickoff tonight presented by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. All red zone trips tonight presented by Pulse Therapy. Touchdowns were brought to you by Relax and Revive Salon and Spa. First downs presented by First National Bank of Sycamore, and our player of the game was presented by Plastinite 3D Printing and Design, as well as Little Hugo's. We also would like to thank Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Mercy Health Tiffin Hospital, Webster Industries, and Dr. Jack Felton and family for all of their contributions here, allowing us to bring playoff football to you right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, folks, that's going to do it. That's all she wrote. Final score, 49-21. Tiffin Columbian moving on to the regional quarterfinal here in Region 10, Division 3. For Austin Rodriguez, Eric Hall, Zach Blythe, Greg Kinn, and Tommy Hall, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Have a great night, everybody.